So congrats on your three-hitter on Sunday against the Expos and your 7-1 win over them to get your sixth straight win since losing on opening day. What's the secret behind that dominant performance?
Um, Tylenol and Tiger Balm. Um, no, there's no real secret. I trust my guys behind me in the field. I just go out there and try to throw strikes, pitch to contact, and let those guys go to work.
All right, and then like I mentioned earlier, this is your now sixth straight win since losing on opening day to the Spinners 11-1. How impressed are you by your team's ability to bounce back the way they did to a tough opening day loss to a very good team, and
Yeah.
be able to just put that behind you very quickly?
I'm not surprised in the least, honestly. That was the first game of the season. Everyone was still shaking off the cobwebs, maybe seeing live pitching for the first time since last season. So it was definitely an eye opener that we got to figure some stuff out, but we bounced back really, really hard, and now we got a nice little win streak going.
Yeah, and in that win streak, you guys have outscored your opponents 43 to 10, I believe. So describe your team's offensive approach at the plate and why that's been so successful in that winning streak.
Um, I feel like I've noticed like I always, for me personally, it's attacking fastballs because you don't want to fall behind in the count. So I think up and down our lineup, we all are very aggressive hitters. A lot of us like to swing at the first pitch because that's going to be the best pitch. Um, but just staying consistent, doing the small things, small ball, not trying to hit a home run every at bat, doing your job, just doing anything to get the next guy up and move the guys on the bases over.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, a couple people that impressed me just based on stats as well as Xavier Nunez as well as Brock Riley, who
Yep.
obviously also helps you on the pitching end. So can you describe both of their impacts to your team, both from an offensive standpoint for Nunez and Riley, but also pitching for Brock as well?
Yeah. So for X, I mean, I played with him in high school. Played with him actually in like senior league, like pony ball growing up and stuff like that. But playing with him now, he's one of hands down one of the best teammates because, as you know, he is a coach as well. So it's like if I need advice or anyone on the team needs advice, he's kind of a go-to guy because he knows a massive amount about hitting. So it's always good to have someone like that in your lineup that can help you tweak or modify your at bats to help you with some success. But yeah, he's on a tear right now. Yeah, he's hot stick right now.
All right, and then I've seen that you've kind of been in the league for a while, since I believe 2014, at least according to the website. So do you
Yeah.
have a favorite story or moment or game that you have during your time period that kind of stands out, and why is it memorable?
So going back to my, I think it was my first season with the Blue Sox in Lexington. That was the Intercity League. Um, that was my first. I didn't play college ball, so that was my first like real experience seeing what college ball was like with the caliber of talent that that league has. Um, so that was really cool for me. My two fondest memories I can think of off the top of my head right now is how at the beginning of each season the Blue Sox and the Cotuit Cavaliers get together and have like a weekend doubleheader type thing. So that was a fun experience. And then there was a one game I pitched. I believe I tied the Blue Sox record for strikeouts in a game. So that was probably my favorite memory.
All right. You also played, as you mentioned, for the Lexington Blue Sox during a stretch where they won six, I believe, straight interleague city championships.
Yeah,
Um, how important were those to your experience, and how did that shape you into the player you are today?
like I said, coming from just out of high school, no college experience, being integrated with that group of guys who are all former college players. I was lucky enough to play alongside former professional players. I played alongside Manny Del Carmen, which was really awesome to see. So, like having all those like veteran guys that have played college ball, or whatever. it really helps you hone in on your skills more because as a pitcher, I would just hang out with the pitchers on the bench and I would just kind of pick their brains and have them come in the bullpen with me and like walk me through certain things, how to improve certain pitches and pretty much just get the best, take out like get out what I could do my best, just improving my skill set.
One thing I definitely noticed in the broadcast essay, was your breaking ball was very effective and seemingly unhittable. Can you kind of describe, why that's so unhittable and, how you kind of got that pitch and, how it's evolved over time?
Yeah, so all through high school, I'm not a gas thrower. I don't throw that hard, so it's kind of crucial for me to have secondary and tertiary pitches that I can work off my fastball. So yeah, fastball is a good setup pitch, and then I really wanted to hone skills on a curveball, especially being a lefty. So I have like a 12-6, or I can kind of have like a sweeper curveball too. So I really wanted to develop that because I knew I'm not throwing gas out there, so I'm going to need something else to fall back on and get swing and misses or soft contact.
Makes sense. And, sometimes you just need to, if you're in a jam, get a ground ball, and I'm assuming that pitch kind of does that.
Right, right.
Okay. All right. Good to know. So we've talked about obviously different leagues that you've been in. Are there any tournaments that you're a part of, whether it's the Cape tournament or the 100 innings or anything like that, that you're part of that other people can or people watching can catch you at?
Most recently, I was part of the Boston World Baseball Classic for the 28 plus division on Team Ireland. I know I believe it's Labor Day. There's a Labor Day tournament down at the Cape. Right now, I told Mark, who's my coach, I told him I'm kind of on the no side of going, but there's still a ton of time for me to change my mind, and I probably will.
Yeah, can you just describe your Team Ireland's experience in the World Baseball Classic and how you guys did for anyone who was either not there or is unfamiliar with it? And yeah, just describe what that experience was like and the end result as well.
Yeah, sure. So last year, we ended up winning the whole thing. And it was pretty awesome because it was a pretty much a whole new group of guys who probably haven't played together at all before, just meeting each other for the first time. But pretty much from the first pitch, we had great team chemistry. It was like we were playing together for years. So we went on a good run for that weekend tournament. Like I said, we ended up winning it all. This year, pretty much the same group of guys, couple newcomers. Wasn't our year for that tournament this year. We struggled at the plate. Yeah, not the outcome we wanted.
And just the fact that you have this opportunity, I'm sure it's, the opportunity to play in the World Baseball Classic and having other tournaments like that, I'm sure is really important in some aspect because you're getting to play more baseball and to get more experience. So just describe the impact of that, I think, to just, not only yourself, but other players that are, your teammates or your opponents that you guys get to face off against or play with every day.
Yeah, sure. For me or anyone really who's in the now 28 plus division, we're all getting old, so to speak. So it's always great when you can get out there and play some baseball. Like you said, all these tournaments, it's just another reason to get out of the house and be a part of something, play with new guys, and develop more relationships. Um, Staying active too. I mean, like I said, we're all getting old now, so it's good to get out there and be active and have fun with the boys.
All right. And then do you have a mentor or someone that you kind of model your game after, whether it's in the professional aspect or just, teammates or anything like that?
Um, I'm gonna say Mark Sobolski for that one because that man is probably the reason I'm still playing to this day because the way he just like we have the patch on our sleeves that says "Play with Heart" and it's a rock solid statement. I mean, that's what the Angels do. We always play with heart every game from the first out to the last out.
All right, that's good. And yeah, I mean, Brock has said that as well as Xavier as well, that
Yeah,
his impact on your team is, it can't be described in words. It's really just actions and the ability to bring other players in, and it culminated last year in that championship
yeah.
you guys had as well. Which I guess brings me to the next question as well is, coming back from being the defending champions. Looking back on that experience, what is your favorite memory from that championship season and just being able to, come up on top and win everything?
My favorite moment from that season, um, I have to pick the last game of the championship series. That last out, it was a rush of emotions. I feel like a lot of people doubted us because our first year in the league. We came out of the gates pretty hot, and then that All-Star break hit, and we kind of cooled down a bit. But come playoff time, we ramped things up. All cylinders were firing, and we felt unstoppable.
And they got it. Angels win it.
Wow.
Brock Riley with his 10th strikeout on that pitch, and Angels win it all.
Unbelievable. Well deserved. Undefeated in the postseason. Everything went their way all postseason long. Trophies coming out. Just their third year in the league. Second year in the league, sorry. So congratulations to Mark Sobolski and the Angels. 2024 28 plus champions.
Anytime he steps on the mound, you're going to get a great game out of him. 7 full innings usually. He's going to come out of the gate throwing hard, throwing strikes, playing in the outfield as the center fielder. Sometimes it gets boring when he's out there on the mound, but I'll take that honestly. And I love picking his brain when he's pitching as a pitcher myself because he has vast amounts of knowledge about pitching with his career path that he had. So it's really helpful having someone like him on my team.
Based on that question as well, if you can just finish the sentence, the Lowell Angels will repeat as champions because.
We're hungry, man. Like defending champs, we have a target on our back, and I think we embrace that. And we're ready for. There's no team in this league that we feel that we can't beat.
And also kind of a follow-up question to that, is there a player or, somebody that we haven't talked about or who maybe I haven't covered on my channel as well? Because I've talked to Brock Riley, Xavier Nunez, now you as well, that, could be an X factor in you guys winning a championship or just someone that needs to be given more attention and more credit for all the success that you guys have had.
I mean, I could give you the whole lineup. Everyone on this team deserves that recognition. Everyone shows up and grinds every game. Um, Dano, our second baseman, he shows up. He's a dog. Like hustles out everything, runs hard, plays hard, and I love that dude. But yeah, top to bottom of our lineup, man, I can't. It wouldn't be fair to single one guy out over the next, just because everyone is, like I said, they're all hungry. They all show up, play hard, and want to win.
All right. And then also, before I get to my last question, what is kind of the future of your game in this league? I don't know if you have this answer, so if you don't, that's fine as well. But
Yeah.
what are you thinking long terms in terms of how long you want to play and kind of what the future in terms of tournaments and other things like that look like if you have that answer?
Yeah, I mean, I plan on playing as long as I can. We started in the 18 plus division, and now we're in the 28. So I feel like I'm just going to keep riding it, moving up in the age groups, playing tournaments as long as I can stay healthy. And yeah, I'm not ready to hang them up yet. That's for sure.
All right, fair enough. And then my last question is for anyone watching, final message. Why should people come watch the BMBL or any games or tournaments or leagues that you're involved with? And yeah, just why people should come watch and just see great baseball.
Um, Best reason it's free, right? You don't have to pay to get in. It's good baseball, like you said, and it's a reason to get out of the house, get some fresh air. But like the Latcher game, that was awesome to see. There was a big crowd, and I wish all of our games were like that, not just the ones that are at the Latcher, because we feed off the fans as well. So when we hear them cheering, it makes us want to play harder. And I think it's just a good environment to be around. Even if you have kids or whatever, you can show them like baseball is fun. And maybe they would want to try it out.